Hello, friends, and I hope you are having a great day today. Let's take a look at GMT and the recent update video that we did on it. So, as you can see here, guys, right off the bat, we left off at the levels where we saw a lot of levels of momentum that happened for GMT. We can see that we had a big candle here, big bullish momentum that happened from the levels of support that we created before. So if we do zoom in here, we can see that this level here was created before. We talked about how the 50 MA was right underneath it here, guys. We saw the rejections. We saw that price came up to the levels here at about 3.4. We saw that the level here then came back, didn't touch back on the levels of support that we had before at 3.18. This level was very crucial here, guys, because if you take a look, we were respecting an uptrend here. We can see that the recent support level that we had, we can see that there was levels that was being touched here. We were also right underneath the 50 MA, which was very crucial to us, indicating that the momentum was going to continue. And there was a strong momentum for GMT. We can see that we also created right here in the ascending triangle, that we can see that price was creating higher high, lower lows, as you can see here, touching back on the levels of support that we have. And overall, price was in a bullish momentum. Then we saw right after on April 27th this big increase here, guys. Okay, so we saw this big increase, and I wanted to do that video talking about how I wanted to see price react. I stated that we were very oversold in the RSI, and that price can continue to the upside if we can respect these levels of resistance that we had. If we can break this level of resistance, so we saw that we broke this level of resistance before at about 3.7. And once we broke that, you can see here that price then created here a level of demand. We could see that price couldn't break out of these levels, but overall we were still in the uptrend. And then once we broke that trend here, we could see that price couldn't sustain that level. We could see here also there was a divergence. So if you take a look here, guys, it's very important to understand that right here this level was about 3.88, and then once we came back, created a double bottom at 3.78, and then we went up again when we are very oversold, and you can see divergence here happening. So this level is about 4.1, this level is 30.9, but you can see here this level of RSI is at 81. Well, this one was at 73. So this was a big indication. So when I was taking a look here, I knew it was going to go down. There was a big indication that price was going to fall off at these levels here. Because one thing also that you take a look here, when we see the break of structure of our uptrend that we have here, when we have this break of structure of our uptrend, and then this bearish, there's big candle of bearish momentum. This is just 1 hour, okay? So this is 1 hour candle. When we see this candle going down like this, and we're only seeing rejections at levels of 3.8 instead of seeing rejections at the high. So we saw rejections a little bit there, but overall we were down, okay? So once I saw this, I knew right off the bat that price was going to continue down. And as you can see here, look where we filled in the gaps, guys. This is very important to take a look here now, because we filled in the gaps of our recent support that we had before, and the levels are 50 MA. You can see here that we spoke about this level because there was a big imbalance that here that needed to be filled, and I stated that price would come back down here. And as you can see, price tested back also the levels of support that we had before. As you can see here, when we zoom in, we can see that this level here was respected as well. We can see price touch back on these levels here before going back to our demand level at about 3.5. And then right here, we also created a double bottom, as you can see, creating a demand level. And then once we saw this level here being at the demand level, look at this fake out here, guys. And this is why I would like to talk about it. So once we see here a double bottom, it'll indicate to investors, oh, this is a great opportunity to get into it. But what happened here? We saw a little fake out to the levels of demand that we had, guys. So 3.4 was also a level of demand that we had before. So if you check the levels, if you check the previous video that we had, this level was also very crucial because it filled in the overall imbalance here. So once it went down to these levels here at 3.4, it filled in the recent imbalance that we had, as well as the recent structure that we had before at about 3.45, which was a recent resistance that we had before. So this level was very crucial to us because once we saw some rejections happen here, you look at this rejection wick. So the wick went down here, never closed, to the full potential of it, and then we saw some rejections happen. You can see the difference between this one this bearish momentum, and this bearish momentum is astonishingly high. You can see here this momentum is very strong, while this one is just a bit of a fake out, and we saw rejections happening right after. So right after, you can see here, once we broke this recent high that we had at the levels of 3.6, we can look at this. Look at this, guys. So look at the bullish momentum that happened right after. This is, I'm taking a look at this and I'm like, wow, I'm very surprised that happened. We broke the recent high that we had here at 3.7 as well. And then look what happened, guys. This is what I want to talk about. We knew that there was a very high resistance level here, but take a look here, guys. We came up, so price, never close to the top here at 4.1, but we came out and took out the high here at 4.06, creating a double top here, as you can see, where there was a lot of rejections. So right off the bat, if you took a look here and we saw price coming up at 4.1, creating a triple top, as you can see from the wicks that we had. Once I saw this rejection, I knew that price was couldn't continue to the upside. And so as you know, as you can see here, price also filled in the gaps that we had at the levels of 3.9. You can see here that we had a big gaps happening here. So I want to see right now, we are approaching a level of momentum to a bullish side. So depending on how we react from this level here at about 3.9, if we could break this level, retest back, creating a support at 3.9, and then hopefully coming back to the levels of resistance here at 4.06. But please be cautious. This is a very strong resistance level. So depending on how we react from this level, if we do come up here, it will give us an indication if we can continue to the upside to the levels here at 4.06. Just keep in mind, we have a strong support level at 3.6 because it's right underneath the 50 MA, as well as 3.5, and also the recent structure of 3.4. Thank you guys for staying update to the